Hey everybody, my plants arrived from QVC. You might remember a little while back I did a video about shopping on television. I was a little surprised when I got the tracking notice on Friday that they were going to be arriving on Wednesday, because that means they're going to spend a minimum of 5 days, and it was a holiday weekend, so I wanted to say, like, hey QVC, these are live plants, like, you should know better than to ship them over a holiday weekend, but who knows. Anyway, they arrived as scheduled on Wednesday after getting that notice on Friday. Now I probably should come clean. I did buy something. They had these perennial double Gerber daisies that I just really fell in love with. And I saw them at the end of January and I was like, oh, I really want them, but they were zone 6 and we're zone 5. And I was like, no, not gonna do it. It's not worth it as an annual. We'll just go with it. But then on February 1st, they had this big 24-hour garden event where it was like all garden all day. I mean, that was like heaven. Pat and I just sat there all day and watched it. Anyway, they had them on again, and they were the today's special value, which is QVC speak of you won't find it at a better price. And they started talking about how you can overwinter them in a pot if you bring them indoors. And I've had really good luck bringing perennials inside and overwintering them in pots. So I was like, I can definitely do that. And so I couldn't resist it. And the price was really good because the today's special value price, it ended up being the 5 plants were about $6.50 each. I thought that was really reasonable. Now they're not in a really big size, but I think, you know, for the variety that they were and how big they're going to get over just one season and that they're going to flower this season, I felt like it was definitely worth it. And they were beautiful, and they had this new color called Blaze that no one else has. It's an exclusive. I got totally sucked in, and I'm really looking forward to it actually. So I am going to plant those up in pots. I am going to overwinter them so I can kind of let you know how that goes. That I'm actually very excited about. They're going to be delivered to me right around June 1st. So I'm looking forward to getting those plants and putting them to the test. So let's see how they do, because let's face it, plants do not want to be in a dark box any longer than they have to. So let's just see. Okay. Well, there's nice green leaves on it, so that's a plus. And then there's a little care guide that comes with it. I'll be reading that later. It comes with a return form, and this I have noticed in the comments section from that video. Some people were very happy with their QVC plant purchases, and other people were very disappointed, and then other people said, well, they're really good about returns and exchanges, which unfortunately they end up having to be good about returns and exchanges because of these, you know, plants being, you know, so delicate. So this actually, they don't look too bad, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're all looking green. So I'm very happy to report that. Let's just see what happens here. Okay, so they come in kind of that paper kind of pot. So what I want to do right away is I'm going to get these into something a little bigger and make sure they were watered well before they got in, but they're definitely going to need water today. And I'm going to look, every single one of them looks like it made the trip. Whichever one this is, much smaller than the others, but to be honest with you, I'm okay with a little bit smaller because it'll do the growing here where it's healthy. Oh, I better not mix these up because they're A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I'll regret it if I do. So, sorry. Gosh, I should have paid attention to that. So, how do I find out which one's which? They must have it in here somewhere. Well, I don't see where the color name or the name of the plants are, but they do have letters on them. So anyway, I'll figure this out and report back. Okay, I don't see anywhere where the colors are labeled, so I guess it's just wait and see. But their instructions also suggest that you wait a couple days to plant them, just put it in a sunny location, but they don't have a proper pot. So I'm worried that if I did that, I would end up with you know, just them drying out too much. Now, I didn't add water yet. They're still a little bit moist, but I'm going to have to really water them in once I do this. And I need to make sure that everything around this plant is nice and watered once I do put it in, once I do water it, because I do not want this drying out. And this soil is damp, but it's not super wet. So we're going to just make a go of this. I'm pretty happy with the quality of the plants. They look very healthy. And I think, well, I guess time will tell, but I have a feeling they're going to do quite well, especially in these pots. And I'm just putting them in here. I'm not going to put them in the landscape because they're not our zone, and I would like, if I could, if I like them, to be able to winter them over. So now the question probably would be, would I order
from QVC again. The experience was good. Again, I would be very careful about price though, because I noticed when I look at their annuals, the price that you pay for them and the size that they come in, I mean, a lot of the annuals I think are going to come in smaller than this, from what I could tell from the pictures. I'm not going to spend, you know, $7 to $9 on an annual that's that small when it's going to arrive this time of year. It's going to take a long time for it to get up to size. I'd rather, you know, just go to my local greenhouse or even, you know, a big box store and get those plants. So, okay, I've got these in, gonna put them, get them some water, and then we're just gonna watch them grow. I'm hoping I can just put these out and enjoy them. They do get a nice size based on what the projection is. So I'm hoping this is the right size pot and they're gonna just be beautiful out there. So this was my little experience. I'm curious to hear if any of you ordered from QVC this season or when you have in the past. Go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know how it went for you. Again, anybody who commented, most of them who did have trouble, they did correct the problem or sent them replacement plants or something like that. Buying plants online is always tricky. So, you know, there's a risk involved in that. And a lot of times they don't arrive very well, but always order from a reputable source too, because, you know, there's a lot of pictures going around of those really crazy, weird plants, and you can buy seeds for just about any of them, and most of them are fake plants, completely fake. They send you seeds, and then, you know, just forget about you after that. So be really careful that, you know, what you're ordering, number one, is a real plant. Number two, it's a reputable company that you're buying them from. So I'm very curious to see how these are going to go. Thanks for watching, and thank you again for everybody who commented on my previous QVC video, because it was interesting to hear what you guys had experienced. So talk to you guys all in the next video.